Good morning. We're going to get started as soon as the pastor and the state rep sits down. No, it's okay. We'd like to welcome each of you to our 2021 Summer Youth Employment Certificate Program, where we get the opportunity to honor some very important young people in our community that signed up, enrolled, went through all these curriculum, got a job, and were able to work. And so we're excited. We're excited about news of young people today being able to get permanent employment, to move on, and as some of our students will go back to Gainesville, and some to Tallahassee, some to Tampa, some that'll stay here, and we're excited for each of them. But we will move forward today. My name is Lumen May. I have the honor of serving as a county commissioner for District 3, and again, we welcome and thank all of our parents, particularly our staff, and those directors and middle management for doing what you did for our children. Today is about honoring our students, but as well as honoring you. Before we call for our invocation, we would like to acknowledge some of our special guests today. We have Superintendent of School, Tim Smith. Tim, please. Kevin Brown from Senator Broxton's office. Kevin Brown. Representative Andrade, our state representative. Representative Michelle Salzman, my sister from another mother, and my mother is here, Michelle Salzman. We do have our guest speakers today, Rick Outson of the Independent News. Mr. Outson. Scott Luth of Florida West, our economic development arm. And all the way from Washington, D.C., my dear sister, Attorney LaRuby May, Levin Papantonio Rafferty Law Firm. Please join me in welcoming to do our invocation the great pastor of the Greater Little Rock Baptist Church, Pastor Lonnie Wesley.
I need to pray for Lumen. He called me great. Look, let's pray while you're smiling. God our Father, in the name of your Son Jesus, we do pause to humbly thank you first and foremost for waking us up this morning, for the many blessings that we have already taken for granted. Thank you, God. And then, God, we thank you for this opportunity to be here to shine a much-deserved light on this summer youth employment program. Thank you for the youth. Thank you for reminding us that we have a lot more youth doing great things with great opportunities, with great visions to aspire to be greater. Thank you for these young people. Thank you for this commissioner with the guts to have the vision to continually push for programs such as this. This county and these volunteers, the speakers, those who've been recognized today, all of us have a responsibility to do right by you, by doing right by our children, by your children. Thank you, God. Bless this occasion, we pray. In Jesus' name, let us all say amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Wesley, and one of the greatest pastors, and if you ever want to go to a great service, go to the Greater Little Rock Baptist Church right in my district on the corner of A and Cervantes. At this time, I see Pastor Powell is representing the mayor. You can come up front here. Please, Lawrence Powell, please come up. You're welcome. You're welcome to come and sit up here. Representing the mayor, Pensacola Robinson, and the mayor did say he would be absent, but he would send Minister Powell in his absence. Claire, I do not see Wes Marino. I think he's in negotiations, and I do not see any of our other assistant administrators. So at this time, we'll have greetings for our Human Service Director, the person who heads up all of our human services and our CRA program, Claire Long.
Thank you, Commish. Hello to everyone. First, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity that we had this summer to allow our young adults to work for the Escambia County as a whole. And I thank God first and thank Commissioner May for his vision for this summer youth program. It's been going strong for the last 4 to 5 years, and we're just thankful for his vision for that. And again, thank you, Commissioner May, for entrusting me, the Director for the Neighborhood and Human Services, and my staff for carrying out this program for you, sir. Can I get a show of hands for my summer youth who is their first time entering into this program? Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you. My other question is, how many of you all were late for work every day? No hands, right? Awesome. Good job. Give yourself a hand clap of praise. So again, my hopes and prayers is that you guys take the skills that you've learned and apply them daily. More importantly, take time to love yourself, love your parents. Thank the parents and the guardians for allowing your youth to come out and learn more about how to be more punctual, decision-making, and just being a leader for tomorrow, okay? Thank you. Again, I'm usually not this talkative, but today I'm gonna do something that I don't usually do. This is a song, it's gonna be a little short snippet, but this is a song about love because we have been experiencing some pandemic, gun violence. I mean, it's just been just turmoil just around the world, not just in Escambia County, but just around the world, racism. And so I just want to spread some love today to everyone. And when you leave here tomorrow when you wake up, thank God first, and then tell your parents and whoever your loved one is, tell them that you love them. Void of pretense, no strings attached, pure in motive and built to last, always forgiving my sorted past. As you love me, let me love somebody else. Let me love somebody else. Let them see your glory as I tell. When I did not love myself, ooh, as you love me, let me love somebody else. Thank you.
Claire, that is wonderful. We should take you out of Human Services and put you in the musical department. Leroy, video, please. Please turn your attention to the screen.
Hi, I'm Danielle Leatherwood, and I'm a part of the Escambia County Summer Youth Employment Program. And today I'm here with Commissioner Lumen May.
Danielle, thank you for having me. This is exciting. We were talking earlier about the Leatherwood family. I know many of your relatives, and so I've gotten a lot of reports back on the good work that you're doing. One, let me just thank you for doing a great job this summer, and to all of the participants who have participated in our Summer Youth Employment Program. It's really not about a job, but it's about career exploration. It's about an opportunity to learn more about your government. And so hopefully that those who are watching, those who are working will feel the courage, or they'll feel the urge to want to get more involved in their government.
What were some of your goals creating or even starting this program, and do you think you've achieved them?
I think the number one thing was the hope and opportunity. It was so many times I would go to town hall meetings and people would say to me, Commissioner May, my son, my daughter need a job. And many times people would apply for jobs, and because they didn't have the experience, they couldn't get a job, or they didn't have the opportunity to navigate the system, or they didn't have anyone to teach them the soft skills or the resumes or the application process. And so I wanted for me to give young people an opportunity because someone gave me an opportunity. And so my goals was simply to get young people engaged in job opportunities, to learn more, to look not just for today, but look for tomorrow. And I think that we have achieved most of the goals that we set forth, but we got many more. I mean, we're blessed that we had over 100 young people who got jobs this summer. We had probably close to 200 young people who applied And so when I look here today and when you're watching this video, those who received employment were those who were the best of the best. And so we're going to continue to work. There's more work to be done. I mean, you never, ever relax on any goal that you set. I mean, you continue to set the bar higher and higher. And so I am excited. And, you know, if there's only one accomplishment that I made today, that I'm here with you, Danielle, and you're making a difference. You're doing this interview. And so to many of our past participants, they are now currently employed with permanent positions, with retirements and benefits that they work for the county. And so that's what I want to do. I want to grow our own. I want young people to have the opportunity, if they so desire, to be able to get a job, to be gainfully employed, and live here in Escambia County.
What is one piece of advice that you would give to youth of Escambia County?
Well, then, you know, I'm probably going to give more than one piece of advice, but I would encourage everyone to listen, find a mentor, find a role model. Learn everything that you possibly can. Even if you don't desire to work in the department that you are assigned to, it's important to have the knowledge. I mean, the more knowledge you have, the wiser you'll become. The wiser you become, the more productive you'll be. The more productive you'll be, the more revenue and income you'll generate. And so what I would encourage to everyone, to learn something from everyone. But more importantly, if I left you with one word, I would say that you have a responsibility and obligation to give back. And so for the things that you've learned, the revenue that you've acquired, be sure that one day that when you're in a position of influence, or whether you're an elected official, whether you're a business leader, or whether you're a school teacher, whether you're an accountant, whether you own a construction company, a landscaping company, just remember that as you were traveling along, somebody helped you. So all of us have a responsibility to help someone as we travel along.
What are some of your hopes for the future?
Well, you know, Daniel, thank you for asking that question. You know, I'm a big dreamer. I'm a big believer because I was mentored, and there were many people like Willie J. Jr. and Hollis T. Williams that gave me hope and opportunity. That when I was a young person, you know, I wanted to be a county commissioner, and I found a role model in watching Mr. Jr. and the things that he could do for our community. And so my hopes for the program is that we grow this program, and that we increase funding for this program, and that we don't have 100 children, but we have 1,000 children. It's my hope that some young high school, middle school kid will come to you one day and say, Danielle, you know, how did it work for you? And you become a mentor. And that other young people who are in this program, that one day will be the directors, the administrators, the commissioners, and they will be gainfully employed, and they'll be giving back to their community. And then we will be eradicating poverty, crime, delinquency by building a strong community with strong families. And so this, to me, is about hope and opportunity. And so when you say, what are my hopes, what are my dreams, it's just to make sure that we have a level playing field and that every single person receives the opportunity to live the American dream by becoming gainfully employed and acquiring the skill that they need to take care of their family and help their community.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with
Coco.
All right, and what's your favorite thing about this job?
The first thing about this job is working with the kids and learning new things about them. Like I learn something new every day about a kid, and every time they color, they always give me that coloring. So I like that.
Okay, so I'm here with
Sarah Seiler.
Jordan Hayes.
And can you just tell the people about the program you're in the summer program?
So this summer youth employment program, we both are interning at the county attorney's office.
Okay, and then can you just tell the people a little bit about the things you do, and then kind of like your favorite thing to do with the program and stuff?
Sure. So it is a lot of answering the phones, mailing things, passing out mail, but we also have been getting to do a lot of more legal related stuff, which I find the most interesting because I want to go to law school next year. And that's probably been my favorite part, is learning how to use the databases to do legal research and just getting familiar with the terminology, stuff like that.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's kind of the same with me, but it's like, moreover, so for me, I like doing all the sorting and stuff, and just like sorting cases and such, and, preparing things for cases, and honestly, it's fun.
All right, and thank y'all again.
Hi, I'm here with
Deshaun Brundage.
All right, and what department do you work in?
So I work at ECAT, that's Escambia County Area Transit.
All right, and what's your favorite thing about this program?
My favorite part about this program is we're able to help a lot of people. That's something a lot of people don't think about. When you look at the bus station, you think, it just helps people get around. Well, we're actually considered an essential service. So last year when COVID-19, the lockdowns first started, the bus station stayed open so nurses and hospital workers could get to where they need to go.
Hi, I'm here with.
Miles, right?
All right, and what's your favorite thing about this job?
So far, I'm actually studying IT, so the fact that I actually get to be in a working environment I think is really great, and I kind of get to see what I'll be looking at doing in the future.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice talking to you.
Yep.
I am Peyton Goodman. What I like about this program is that you can organize files and make phone calls. And I do remember I did it last year, and I remember we just look at neighborhoods.
And would you recommend this program to your friends and family?
I would recommend it to my friends and family because you can just get the experience on the job.
I want to thank our summer PIO workers, Madeline, Taylor, Danielle, for great work. They've just given you an insight to the great work that was being done this summer by many of our summer youth workers. I want to thank our staff, Ms. Richardson, Claire Long, everyone that was engaged in making this a great experience, particularly our directors and our middle management, those who work directly with students to make this a rewarding experience. I believe that this is the greatest economic development project or program that we could ever implement because we're investing in human capital. We're investing in our children. And that is the greatest return that anyone could ever get to find that young people are being successful. And so to all of our students, whether you're in college, home for the summer, whether you're in high school, thank you for starting and finishing and staying the course. Could not have done it without each of you, could not have done it without each of our staff members. Again, congratulations to all of our students on a great program. And today is a special day for me. More important than probably most of the work that I do, I get the opportunity to see young people get jobs, make a little money, invest in their community, invest in themselves, and stay out of trouble. Again, thank you. God bless each of you, and we appreciate you joining us today. Again, thank our summer youth workers for putting that together. And since y'all make me the star of the show, each of y'all apply, y'all are going to get jobs in PIO. That was good work. At this time, we do want you to hear briefly from some of our star students. And first we will have who worked in the school district in the mathematics department from District 1, Victorious Laurie. Not even close. Golly, man, I'm going to be Ebonics. Yeah, thank you. Ms. Richardson put that there without syllables in it for me. Come on, Vitus. I took general math in school. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Hi, my name is Vitus LaRue, and for the past 6 weeks, I have been working in the Math and Science Department of the Escambia County School District. During this internship, I have taken on many roles: organizing storage spaces, creating STEM curriculum, distributing summer school materials, and resource procurement. That last job is what my coworkers told me to call laminating for 8 hours. Almost nothing will make you appreciate teachers more than nonstop lamination. Between curriculum changes, education directives from the state, and interactions between teachers and administration, I have learned far more than I ever thought I would about the school district. This program has allowed me to contribute to our community in a way that feels impactful and also allows me to be a member of a team of educators with over 100 years of collective teaching experience. I have learned so much from the people I have worked with about education and employment in general. As far as first jobs are considered, I think I got the best one. This program provides a unique opportunity for youths in our community to get a taste of impactful employment and inspire them to pursue careers in the county with purpose. I hope this program continues to allow youth to flourish, and I know I will be telling every person I know who needs a job next summer to look no further than the Summer Youth Employment Program to take a step into their future. Thank you.
Guys, I'm not going to try to pronounce names again. From District 2, we have Kendall Atkins from Building Services.
Good evening. My name is Kendall Atkins, and today I want to give the county commissioners a thanks for even having this program this summer, and also giving a thanks to Ms. Jamila Richardson for choosing me to be an intern and the special chance to speak for you guys today. I was placed in the permitting department, and a couple of my responsibilities were to do COIs for contractors, NOCs and affidavits, and to issue out permits. The one thing that I liked about this program is that we don't work on the weekends, and I know we all enjoyed that. And the ability to learn new skills every day. My work experience was amazing. I learned about the different paperwork you have to have your roof fixed, which can make it handy if a hurricane comes about. This program is greatly needed for our youth to open our eyes to different job experiences. If this program was approved to operate next summer, I wouldn't hesitate to want to work again, and would also encourage others to give it a chance, because this is an opportunity you wouldn't want to miss. Thank you.
Thank you, Kendall. Great job. From District 3, Deshaun Bundridge.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, aren't responsive at all? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my name's Deshaun Brundage. I've been blessed to be born in Escambia County. This summer, I was blessed to work at Escambia County Area Transit, or better known as ECAB. I worked in the ADA department, where I helped review ADA applications, and after they were completed, I filed them. This program has been an absolute blessing for me personally. It's easy to get caught up in the paycheck because everybody likes getting paid. I don't know about y'all. somebody said it. I like getting paid, okay? But it's really easy to get caught up in money, but money isn't everything. The fact that we were paid for our hard work is what's important. The hard work and the connections that have been forged through this program are priceless. Teaching youth the importance of hard work and making community connections is a lesson that we should all take away from this. This lesson is the best benefit this program could have ever given us. Teaching us that hard work is essential for success puts us leagues ahead of our own peers. This has been my third year with ECAD, and I can honestly say that my experience has bettered exponentially every time I've come. So thank you. I see you guys over there. Thank you very much. Can we give them a hand clap? This program has been a blessing and can continue to be a valuable asset for our community. So if anybody's listening who can continue to keep going, Commissioner May, please continue to keep doing this. I know it's easy to come up here and just listen to people talk. And I'm going off script right now. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But it's easy to come up here and have us speak and just listen to us and think, oh, well, they're just reading off a script or they're saying whatever needs to be said. This is a blessing. Everybody here who worked got paid, correct? Okay. Everybody here who worked, they worked to get paid, correct? Don't stop working.
District 3 is in good hands, Mr. Brundage, in the future. District 4, Sarah Seiler. Did I get it almost right? Did I get the name almost right? Mr. Allison has corrected me about 6 times already.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Seiler. I'm a third-year undergraduate student at Florida State University, and I am from Escambia County District 4. I have had the great pleasure of returning home this summer and participating in the Escambia County Summer Youth Employment Program, where I worked in the county attorney's office. Here I learned to perform the skills necessary in any professional workplace. I answered the phones, received and sent mail, filed papers, and made lots and lots of copies. But my favorite part of this program was the opportunity to thrive in a setting I hope to one day make a career out of. As an aspiring lawyer myself, I plan to attend law school after I graduate next year, and so the chance to work for the county attorney has been a career-defining opportunity. In addition to the typical clerical work that is characteristic of the intern experience, I was given the chance to do real legal work as well. I learned how to review and write contracts and other legal documents. Familiarizing myself with the legal jargon has been a welcome challenge, and I hope to use this head start next year when I start law school. I familiarized myself with searching court cases through our databases and the Florida Attorney General's opinions and Florida Commission on Ethics opinions to better understand the laws and ordinances that govern our day-to-day lives. I also sat in on the County Commissioner Board meetings and got to witness firsthand the government processes that allow Escambia County to flourish. Upon leaving this program, I will take with me not only the information and skills I have acquired, but also the relationships developed with the mentors I have found in every person I have had the honor of meeting through this program. I would like to thank Allison Rogers for being an amazing first boss as what I hope will be my first of many jobs in this field. Getting to learn from her many years of wisdom in the legal profession has been fascinating. My supervisor, Beth Haley, has been especially encouraging and uplifting in teaching me every new task I undertook. There was never a time in this office that I did not feel welcome and supported. And for an intern, that makes a world of difference when you are trying to acclimate to the unfamiliar professional world. Finally, I would like to thank Commissioner May for creating this wonderful program that I had the opportunity to be a part of. Before I began this program, I knew I wanted to go to law school, but I had no idea if I would actually enjoy working in a professional legal setting. Now, after this experience, I begin my career path instead with a more informed and eager outlook. If this program were approved to continue, I would be delighted to spread the word to every corner of Escambia County. I wholeheartedly believe that every young person in this area should have the same opportunity to enjoy this vital and formative experience. The youth of Escambia County are our future, and I believe that this program is essential in shaping that prosperous future. Thank you.
Awesome, Sally. And we do need a few more attorneys at Escambia County. So we got a place waiting for you. From District 5, Tyler Werkheiser. Commissioner Bear's a lot smarter than me. I mean, he's more articulate.
Hey, everybody. I'm Tyler Werkheiser. I'm a graduate of University of West Florida. I'm hometown proud. These past 6 weeks, I've been working with the GIS division of the Development Services Department. Now, the first question I had when I started was, what's Development Services? What's GIS? To answer that, think of all the new houses, shops, roads, bridges, everything that has been built in the last couple of years. Development Services is the department that manages the planning, construction, zoning, and permitting of these new developments. Without them, Escambia County would be a disorganized mess. Well, at least more of a disorganized mess. Now, the GIS division specifically stands for Geographic Information Systems. They're a team of 5 professionals who create, update, and share all sorts of maps to the public. As an example of awesome stuff they do, when Hurricane Sally struck us, the coordination of first responders, as well as the cleanups and power trucks that went out, had to be organized efficiently, most of all, in order to recover from the loss of power and flooding that occurred. By creating an interactive map and linking it to live reports generated from the public, hotspots could be identified to send out the first responders where they needed to be first. Of course, I didn't do all that. Most everyday requests, like the stuff I did, are address requests and data requests. If a member of the public, they need an address for their new house, their new building, their new condo, apartment, we determine the best number to use and assign it, forwarding on to public safety to be put in the 911 database. So ambulances and fire trucks can be dispatched more efficiently, closer, and sooner, potentially saving lives. What I loved most about this program was how much it expanded my horizons and contacts in Escambia County. Before I started, I was essentially blind to the many hardworking people in good jobs that make up the local government and make sure it can function. Now I see how amenities we, ordinary citizens, can take for granted really are a luxury to have, thanks to the brilliant and diligent workers here. I'd say this was my main benefit from this as well, the learning experience granted by this internship. I got to use some seriously cutting-edge software while I was here, taking multiple free online courses to gain accreditation for both my resume and my experience going forward in life. I would have never known about this job or even this department without the Summer Youth Employment Program, so I heartily recommend it to all young adults to widen their horizons and open their eyes to the possibilities. If you have a younger friend, a younger sibling, a classmate, I'd tell them to sign up for next summer. The experience here, it pays 10 times more than what you'll get working for minimum wage at the local McDonald's. Not to disparage our food service workers, but this is definitely a good job and a good program. In closing, I'd like to thank the wonderful Summer Youth Employment Program staff, as well as the coworkers and supervisors. I'd like to recognize a couple of them who are here today. I'd like to recognize Mr. Shannon Pugh. I'd like to recognize Mr. Horace Jones. And I'd like to recognize Miss Tracy Goodwin. As well as my parents for their unconditional support. This whole thing means a lot to me, and it changed my life for the better. Thank you.
Get up for Tyler. Tyler, that was great, but you got me in trouble because you recognized your parents. I forgot to recognize my beautiful mother who used to give me a ride to summer work. Sorry, Mom. I'll give you a free lunch. The next three people, every year, and you know what? I did forget to do one other thing. I saw Miss Sue Strong sitting way quietly up. Y'all give it up for a great supporter of ours. Sue Strong, thank you for being here. The face of Pensacola, thank you so much. Every year, we want to make sure we give our children encouragement, and we know the day-to-day interaction is what's the most important thing. But the next three people, I'm not going to do intros for them because you can Google them, and they're not hard to find. But they're all concerned about workforce, training, jobs, and mentorship. And our first word will be the Executive Director of Florida West, our Economic Development arm of Escambia County, Mr. Scott Liu.
Now, Commissioner, again, Scott Luth, Florida West, and Florida West is the community's economic development agency. By the great support of our city and the county, we're allowed to work with all of the business and industry in this community and actually represent the city and the county and trying to make sure that they're here, they're growing, and they get the needs and support that they have. And so, again, we're just blessed to be able to represent our community from that perspective. And with that, we gains a lot of insight with our companies. We work with everything from small startup companies through our entrepreneurial incubation program, all the way up to the large manufacturers such as Ascend, General Electric, and Navy Federal Credit Union from a financial services perspective. And one of the things that we continue to see is opportunity. There's over 8,000 current jobs available in this community. There's no time better in our lifetime or the 30 years that I've been doing economic development for young upcoming students. And what I mean by that is not only the job opportunities are there and the openings are there, but you're also seeing a tremendous number of folks that are retiring. And what that means is when you come into a position in a company here, you're going to accelerate through that company faster than a lot of other generations before you. So look for those opportunities. There's so many different things to do, and just whatever your heart desires, whatever your passion is, there's a job opening right now in this community for you. All you need to do is ask. So reach out, ask for help. If you have any type of interest in any job that's out there, talk to your family, talk to your counselor, talk to your friends, talk to your coaches, and say, hey, I'd like to try this, or I'd like to learn more about that. These are great opportunities right now. So grab a hold of it, find your passion, stay with it, and work hard. And you're going to have a great career and a great job and a great opportunity and a great income. So we appreciate everybody. Let us know what we can do at Florida West. But again, thanks for the students and their parents for allowing to participate in this program. Again, it's just the beginning of your career and a beginning of your exploration of what it is you want to do. So again, thank you so much.
The next speaker is Mr. Rick Allison. We call him sometimes the watchdog of Pensacola. Rick Allison.
I'm a big believer in John Lewis's saying, good trouble. I'm a troublemaker. I've got a newspaper, and typically when I write or when I speak, someone's going to be upset. So I asked my 3 daughters to help me with this speech, to give me some advice. And Kat, my oldest, said, Daddy, please, please don't cuss. My second daughter, Tricia, who's the peacemaker, said, Daddy, please be nice. You're not as funny as you think you are. And then my youngest, who's the troublemaker with me, a kindred spirit, said, swing for the fence. Push it as hard as you can push it today. So I'll do my best. We are 2 years shy of the 60th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, I Have a Dream. And nearly 60 years later, those 4 words, I have a dream, still resonate. Given on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, 1963, as part of the March on Washington. Dr. King understood a dream. Dreams give us hope. Dreams lift us beyond the station of our life, shed the shackles, and push back against those who think that they can hold us down, that we aren't worth anything, that our dreams don't matter, that we can accomplish nothing. Dreams. This hall, this program was a dream of Commissioner Luman May. It was that simple. About 16 years ago, I was doing a story on young black leaders in this community. Commissioner May was, Luman May at the time, was part of that discussion. And afterwards, we sat down and we talked. He said, Rick, I'm tired of elected officials ignoring the black community. I'm tired of not seeing any services in our part of town. You know, the politicians seem to only listen to whoever can write them big checks, and we can't write big checks. And I said, Luman, there's one thing they can't take away, and it's votes. Organize your neighborhood. Organize your friends, and show that you can turn out the vote for a candidate. It doesn't matter if the candidate wins or loses, but if in that precinct, at that voting spot, you can show that that candidate overwhelmingly won the vote, politicians are going to listen. 2 years later, Luman ran for state rep. If he had won, he would have been the first Democrat in over 10 years to win the seat, the first African American since Reconstruction to be elected to the House, the Florida House. LaRuby ran the campaign, which I'm glad I'm speaking before her, not after, by the way, because she's so inspirational. Luman narrowly missed, but he won the majority of the city of Pensacola precincts, black and white, and politicians began to pay attention. 2 years later, we had a tight mayor's race. Luman and his friends and family backed one candidate. That candidate won. We got the Theopolis May Community Center. We got a community center in Woodland Heights, the 2 first African-American community centers ever built, because Luman, his family, and friends got the vote out. 2 years later, he ran for county commissioner. LaRuby came back again. He won against an experienced candidate. Last year, he won with 90% of the vote. He had a dream. He fought hard for this program because he knew that we needed not to do volunteer internships, that you needed to be paid for your work. You needed to see what government was like, what public service was like. He convinced his fellow commissioners to support this, but it wasn't an easy fight. Dreams matter. You have a dream. Nourish it. Hold it tight to your heart. In the morning, look in the mirror and tell the world what your dream is. Pray about the dream, and don't ever give it up. Thank you.
Mr. Allison, thank you for those remarks and kind words. Our next speaker will be LaRuby May, owner of the May Lightfoot Law Firm of counsel with 11 Papantonio Rafferty Law Firm. LaRuby May.
Good afternoon. So I brought my phone because I am the daughter of a preacher, and I put myself on the stop clock. So again, good afternoon. My name is LaRuby May, and every time I am granted the privilege to speak, I always start first by thanking the Creator for giving me the opportunity to speak and for the blessings that He's provided for me. I'm very excited and thankful to be here this afternoon. When I look at the summer jobs program that was not available for me growing up, I get excited that I get to be connected to the individual who started it. In Washington, D.C., where I live, our summer jobs program supports 13,000 students every summer. And so you have a lot of room to grow with 100. And yet, I'll tell you, every time I walk around in District of Columbia, some young person tells me, Marion Barry gave me my first job because Marion Barry started the summer jobs program in D.C. I look forward to coming and spending time in D.C. where I talk to young people who will tell me, Lumen May gave me my first job. Mr. Alton, I petitioned this group, Ms. Strawn, I petitioned this group to rename this program to the Lumen May Summer Youth Program at some point in time. Young folk, many of you are having your first job experience. And sometimes your first job experience leads to other first-time experiences. I had the privilege this afternoon of sitting next to Jasmine, and I got an opportunity to talk to Jasmine, who is a student at the University of West Florida. Jasmine is studying, and she told me what it was. I really didn't get to understand it, but it's related to kind of science and when the phlebotomist draws the blood, right? She's the one that kind of analyzes it and tells us what's happening in that. And she decided to study that because she wants to be a physician's assistant. And she wants to be a physician's assistant because of the flexibility that it'll give her to serve that doctors don't have. If a doctor has one specialty, he stays or she stays in that specialty. Jasmine, who wants to be a PA because she wants to serve her people and her community, will start in one area, but she'll have the flexibility of being able to go to other areas, all with the understanding that she wants to serve the medical and health needs of our community. First-time job leads to first-time experiences. Many of you may be first generations. I'm a first-generation lawyer, right? So whatever your dreams and goals of this first-time job to give you first-time experiences, embrace those. Some of you may be first-time generation salaried employee people, right? Meaning that some of us, our parents, when they didn't go to work, they didn't get paid because because they were hourly employees. Recognize and appreciate that's progress in the legacy of your family. The opportunities that you've been giving here in the Escambia County, in Escambia County to have these opportunities, lay a platform for you to continue to grow. Commissioner Lumen said that he wants you to give back. I just leave you simply with this. A friend of mine once told me, the greatest privilege that we have in this life is to serve others. As you continue to be employed, and to have careers, you will not only have the privilege to serve others, but you will now be granted with resources to help serve. So I encourage you, continue to move, continue to serve, and continue to give back. Thank you.
Again, give it up for all three of our speakers who came to encourage us with their busy schedules. They took enough time to come out and honor you. And the reason that we are here today is to honor our young people, to let them know not only do we want to pay you, but we want to appreciate you. And you'll see today, and you'll hear further stories, that I think we had about 7 people who've gotten permanent employment due to the Summer Youth Program. Many have gained internships. So we're real excited about our certificates and being able to partner with our school district that has allowed for us to bring a lot of our students. And Representative Salzman and with the superintendent, we talked about workforce at a table in theory. But today, I think, is an example that we are implementing all those political theories that we talked about. So first, we're going to call up Mr. Harsh Jones and Mrs. Carla Marino to give out their certificate. And Harsh, if you come forward.
Good evening, everyone. And again, Commissioner May, I want to thank you and your team and the staff for giving us the opportunity to be a part of the vision that you have. We thank you. So right now, come on, Mr. Adams. This is a very special young man. He's a sophomore, but his personality is outstanding. He doesn't talk much. When we do start talking, he can, and we enjoy him, and we want him back next year. This is our star right here, Miss Yasmin. Last but definitely not least, thank you, Mr. Tyler. And guess what, y'all? Mr. Tyler want to come and volunteer in my department. And we told him to come on and volunteer.
Next, from our animal shelter, Mr. John Robinson. And I think John has good news stories of permanent employees that have started in the summer intern program that are working permanently, and some who will be offered jobs.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank our team, but I would want to thank Commissioner May, too. This program has been so valuable to us. Every year, we have a big group of kids that come work with us, and we're so proud to have them on our team. Our team loves it because they come in the summer when it's hot, so we get a little relief from that, too. But they've been so good to us. We have one employee on our staff now that was through this program 2 or 3 years ago. We've had a couple more that have been with us and done other jobs in other animal shelters, so we're really looking forward to it. I've got a couple this year that said they want to come work for me too. So we're really looking forward to that. So Lakeem, why don't you come down here and get your certificate? I thought I saw you earlier, didn't I? Where's he hiding? There he is. Haley, Amari, whatever you prefer to go by.
Good job.
I don't think Sophia is here. I didn't see her. She's been really good, though. She was with us last year. She wants to work, too, with us, so I don't, since she's not here, I'll tell on her a little bit. She came in this year and told me that I was a little shorter than I was last year, so she got a write up her first day, so try to deal with that.
But you're a little more rounded.
That's right. I am a little rounder. See, a little shorter. It's just an optical illusion, right? Taj, she's here. She's my favorite. I've been trying to get her to say something to me since she's been here. Ask her, how's your day today? Every time. And I know Andrew's not here because he was still working at the shelter when we drove over here. So he didn't want to leave today. So
Good county employee.
thank y'all, though. We really do appreciate the program. And send me some more next year. Anything I do to support it.
Thanks, John. You have really become a great mentor for all of our kids. Thank you. Jennifer Hampton from Building Services. Right there. One of the hardest workers.
Thank you. So we had two beautiful sisters with us this year. If Kendall and Darian can both come up. Building Services was truly blessed because we were recovering from Hurricane Sally and we needed the extra hands, for real. Yes. Thank you, Commissioner May, for this program, and thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Jennifer. You're awesome. Community and Media Relations, Daniel Spainer.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. So we were really blessed. Taylor's going to join me up here. Danielle, you can come up too if you want to. It's better when it's a group effort. I don't see Maddie here, but you saw her in the video earlier, which these three people produced and edited. So you've seen an example of their work already. I think they did a fine job with it. They also helped with social media posts for the Escambia County Fire and Rescue. They did a great job with that. And they helped us with two big events this year, which were special events. Thank you. There were special events, the 200th anniversary, and then also the Minority Business Expo, which were first time or only time things for us, and they contributed a lot to the planning, implementation, and then post cleanup, whatever you want to call it, for that as well. So we couldn't have done it without them. We were very pleased to have them. We were blessed to have them, and we enjoyed every moment of it. So thank you guys. I just want to say thank you both for that. And I hope that moving forward, we can stay in touch. And yeah, oh, good. That would have been awkward. Said no, I'm not staying in touch. So Taylon Stokes, Danielle Leatherwood, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you again. Thanks, Daniel. County Attorney's Office, Beth Haley. Akia.
Thank you very much, Commissioner May, for this program. The County Attorney's Office really looks forward to this every single year because the assistance we get is invaluable. First, I want to call up Sarah. And next we have Jordan. Thank you both.
Thank you to our County Attorney's Office. Next, we will have engineering, construction management, and traffic, Robert McCrafton or Donald Christian.
Thank you very much. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Don Christian and I, we're representing engineering today. I'm the division manager for the construction management side of the engineering house, and Don is the representative for the transportation, traffic, and planning. So we work together, of course, all the time, and it works really well. We also work with other departments. We work with the attorney's office. We work with development services. We, just like all the departments, hopefully we are all working together, building inspections. But I want to recognize these folks. Thank you very much. Thank you, Commissioner May, for the opportunity to have this internship. This engineering always could use plenty of help. There's no shortage of help needed in engineering pretty much all the time. We don't have 8 hours worth of lamination going on. Sorry about that, but there's always scanning. There's always something to do. They helped us organize just the basin studies. That's a ton of, that's a whole bookshelf full of a bunch of just engineering jargon, and it's terrible, and nobody really wants to go through it, but you kind of have to. But so Quintarius Young, Carrington, Ethan West, Ayana Nickerson is also one of our interns. I don't think she's here. But anyways, we really, really appreciate it. I just kind of want to go through the construction management side because, and you can probably tell the way I'm dressed, I was sweating from head to toe earlier. Why did I become an engineer when I'm stomping through ditches and I've been chewed up by mosquitoes pretty much all morning? That was super fun. But we go out on drainage complaints. These guys got to, and gals got to go out on drainage complaints with us, with the engineering department, with the project managers. They got to see what happens when we get a call. Hey, I got a pipe plugged up, or I've got a ditch that needs to be dug out. We have to work with the road department to help to make sure that maintenance gets done. A lot of times that comes through engineering first. All right, well, we'll get it to where it needs to go. But if it truly is a project that needs to be done, we have to find funding. We have to go through design. It starts with a concept. It goes all the way through turning dirt. That's usually where my department's going to come in. If dirt's flying, I'm going to be getting the calls. Hey, it's a lot of noise going on over here. Well, that's the sound of progress, typically. So not to take too much time, but Don, would you like to say anything in particular? But so thank you again. Thank you very much. We appreciate all the help. We've got extra gifts for you. Normally when you think of engineering, it's a bunch of people sitting in cubicles, slide rules, water's flowing downhill. But we do have some scales in there. We've got some engineering stuff for you to take with you. We really hope that we provided the opportunity to ask questions, to learn as much as possible. That was the point of going out on these drainage complaints, going out on, they spent a week with surveying. Spend a week with surveying, anybody. It's outside, it's all day long, and talking about snakes and high water boots and taking care of business, because that's where a lot of engineering starts, is knowing what's happening out there. What are the contours, what's going on, how do we make this situation better? That certainly is the idea. So thank y'all very much again. Quintarius, Carrington, Ethan, and again, Ayana, she's not here, but we certainly, hopefully she's back at the office working hard, getting paid. So good deal. Thank y'all very much. Y'all come on over and get your picture.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, the heartbeat of our program is our community center program. So we want all of our Ebenwood summer workers to come right here, and all of our Brownsville summer workers to come here. And we're going to call up Claire, Carla, Thompson, Leroy. One of those will present it. So I want all of my summer community center workers to come forward at Ebenwood and Brownsville. Ms. Brown.
Commissioner May, we want to thank you so much for this particular program. It has been such a blessing for the students that have been able to work it and for us who've been able to reap the benefits of them being a worker. And without you, sir, this wouldn't have even been possible.
Is that Brownfield?
Okay. Smith.
Hold on.
Quinn.
Claire's confusing me. Which one's Brownfield? That's what we do.
This one, Quinn.
Brownfield. Do you know your employees?
Yes.
Kendra Brooks.
Okay. Kendaria Brooks, she's not here right now. Corvaria Brooks, she's not here. Charles Dixon. Okay, and this one is for Mr. Quinjavius Smith. He was an awesome worker this year, last year. Anything that he was asked to do, he did that and beyond. And we just appreciate you so much, sir.
Okay. As you can see, there's quite a few. But these guys have displayed what it takes to enter into the workforce. Their ability to get the job done has been explicable in terms of how well they have worked with young people. We've had over 112 youth through the entire summer program, and these young people have worked beyond and above the call of duty to get the job done. And working with your peers sometimes can be kind of hard, especially when you try to be nice and then you're trying to work all at the same time. It's really hard. But I'm going to try to say their name. Some of them I'm not going to say their first name. I'll say their last name because I don't want to mess it up. So the first person we're going to ask, I'll call him Mr. J.B. Benson. J.B. Benson. Then, oh, I'm sorry. The next one is Miss Mayar Coates.
My favorite.
The next one is Connor Brown. The next one is Sharia Dennis. The next one is Britton Henry. The next one is Aston Huggins. The next one is Jalen King, who is not here today. He's actually studying for his entry exam into college. The next one is Miss Destiny Madison.
You gotta get your name right.
We also have Mr. Benjamin Rudolph. The next one is Taquan Starworth, and he's a good person to anchor. Ladies and gentlemen, this young man right here has made straight A's through almost through his entire school year, and we're so proud of him. He's a really good employee, and so we're just proud of him. I want to thank you once again, Commissioner, for allowing this opportunity for these young people to do what they do and give me the opportunity to work with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. What a great job to be able to work in a community center. That's how my career started and it's probably going to end. Next, we'll have Neighborhood and Human Services Redevelopment, Tammy Baker and Claire Long.
Good afternoon, everyone. For CRA, Community Redevelopment Agency, I want to recognize my two. It is Jason Lewis. And the next person I have is Shanti McDonald. And that's Jason.
And I had the pleasure of having Tamaya Hug with us in our Neighborhood and Human Services Department.
Thank you, ladies. Next, Extension Services, Nick Simmons. I think I saw Nick.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have Rashidi Joseph was our summer youth employee this year. We were glad to have him as part of our staff. Rashidi is actually a former 4-H'er. 4-H is the youth development portion of Extension Services. So I think it was good for him to see the other side of being in 4-H and program planning. So we certainly thank him for all his work this summer.
Thank you, Nick, for giving our children the opportunity to really understand agriculture and all the things we do. Facilities Management, Karen Myers. Did not see Karen. Please.
First of all, Karen couldn't make it today, so I'm going to stand in for her. I didn't realize today that we were going to be shown up by some of these departments bringing gifts. But for all the guys that let's see, let me get all the names right because I can't remember. All right, Braden, let me have all the guys and girls that work for facilities to come up at this one time. I've got a special gift for you. Braden. Yours, Martrez, Damari. Is Ariana here? Didn't see her. Okay. First of all, my special gift is we didn't get a chance to go out and buy you guys a gift, but if you look on the tables, there's table decorations, candies, masks. Take all of those you want. Okay. So we just wanted to step up our game this year. But I wanted to tell you guys something. You know, growing up, my dad taught me pretty much everything I know, and uncles and different people that I got a chance to work around. If there's any type of program like this, and this goes to all the kids here, and when I say kids, you young adults, if there's anything that the county or anybody else offers you, take it. Because the reason I say that is once you've got it here, nobody can ever take that away from you. Okay? So any programs like Mr. May's program that they have this year, the youth program, get involved, take it. If you know someone else that could use this program to further their education, get them involved. Thank you.
And next will be Mass Transit, Tanya Ellis. Mass Transit. She's not here. No. She'd rather be here.
you. I am Angela Walden. I am the customer service supervisor for ECAT. This year we had the pleasure of having 3 young men here. Mr. Tyree Johnson. Tyree worked with me in customer service, and he has been a great advantage to ECAT. He learns really well. He's very passionate about being a kid, and I love that about him. All you guys that have had the opportunity to get employment services, our employment opportunities this year and last year, next year, whatever, please, Commissioner May said hope and opportunity in his video. Hope is a desire or feeling to want something done. Opportunity is a set of circumstances that allows that. Please take the opportunity. I hope you take the opportunities that are afforded you to be who you are. Mr. Deshaun Brundage, 3 years with ECAT, and he is exceptional. I don't see Nigel Watson. I don't see him, but Mr. Watson worked with our maintenance team, Mr. Larry Mincy. If you have anything to say about Nigel. Indeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you again. Thank Mass Transit. Appreciate all of your hard work. Next, information technology, Bart Siders. Bart, I think I saw Bart here.
Thank you. So this year we had the extreme pleasure of having 3 young men work with us. They all did a great job. And the first one is Michael Thompson. This was his 2nd year with us. This year what Michael worked on, just some of the skill sets he learned, was working on our help desk and answering calls and imaging PCs and getting out in the field and repairing PCs. So he did an excellent job. The next one is Miles Wright. The skill set that Miles learned this year, one of the things they did that was really cool is they got to work on the with CMR and IT to work on the budget book and put our budget book online for the first time that it's ever happened in Escambia County. He did an outstanding job. He worked on the websites to increase our accessibility. That's very important. We have to be ADA compliant, so they did a lot to get all of our websites up to date. And then he also worked on our help desk and image PCs and things like that. And our last but not least is Mr. Jaden Lewis. And Jaden did an excellent job as well, answering calls on our help desk, and then he also worked on our accessibility scores for our websites. And for 2 of our young men, one of the things we're doing is we have an opening right now, and so what we're doing there, so Miles and Michael are both going to be working 20 hours a week to fill that role for us. And while they finish school, I told them the key is they got to stay in school. So we're looking forward to having them on site with us.
Give it up for Bart. Bart, thank you for making permanent employment for these young people. That means a lot. And so we're excited about summer youth jobs turning into real jobs. Awesome. We appreciate that. Natural Resources, Dana and Brent. Is there someone here from Natural Resources? Well, while she's coming, we're going to go, and while they're coming, we're going to call Parks and Rec, Mr. Michael Rose.
All right, we appreciate Commissioner May implementing this program and advocating for it. It's been a great success. Parks and Rec is a hot job. We put Barack Motri out in the field learning how to prep fields and organize tournaments and so forth. He worked his tail off all summer. Also customer service, he was great with that, learning how to work with the customers at the park and be a team player. Also, we had Trey Williams with us. Trey worked in the office. Neither one of our guys are here today. We knew they would not be here, but we want to thank them for sure. Trey worked a lot in the office, got real acclimated with working with FEMA files. Not the funnest thing, but he learned how to work FEMA files. looked at all of our inspection work, and again, learned how to file, not the funnest thing, but also learned how to serve customer relations. Big deal. It's a very big deal in all of our jobs. Three quick things I want to share with all the youth, and Commissioner May has coached all his life, and I've been watching a lot of the SEC media days over the last few days. Show up, show care, and repeat. If you'll take that with you, it'll go a long, long way. Show up, care, and repeat. Thank you all.
Hi. So Dana Morton and Brent work with the Water Quality Department for natural resources, and I'm an accountant for that department. Is Philip Strawn here? Well, I guess they're not here, but that department does a lot with keeping the water quality for all the waterways in Escambia County clean. So I'm sure that they were doing lab work. So.
Thank you so much. I think he is working. Public Library, Mr. Todd Humble. Is Todd here?
Yeah. I'm dragging up the managers from the different locations that work with you.
Well, don't drag him, just encourage him.
So each of these managers work with these youth directly. Just like to say, I know everyone in here, I know something about you, and that's that you guys want to all be happy. You all want to be happy, but the true ability of being happy is to be thankful. I'm very thankful for these managers who helped these various students that helped us this summer. So we have customer service and circulation, Susan White, Pensacola Library, Amy Pizzo over at the Tryon Library, Rachel Nicholas out at the Molino Library, sorry, she just recently got married. Rachel Cahaley out at the Molino Library, Michael Toronto over at the Genealogy Library, Chris Hare over at the Southwest Branch, Perdido Key, and then Alan Davis, he's over the STEAM programming, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics. We can use, go ahead. And outreach.
And outreach, yes. He went around to various community centers in addition to various libraries. So I will let each of the managers present and say something about their individuals. If you hold on just a minute. Managers, please get your individuals, because I don't know who was at which branch right off the top of my head. If you worked in the library, please come up. If you worked in the library, please come up. And you can grab yours real quick. If you worked in the library. Any students. And just come right up front, any of the students.
Just so you all know, we do have currently 7 full-service locations. We're working on our 8th out at Mobile Highway in Bellevue near the Bellevue Library. We also have a small library within this building that we'll resume hours on. Right now, we've just been doing on Saturdays, but with COVID, we had stopped. We're currently down 13 employees, unfortunately, for various reasons. But we will resume hours at this location soon on Saturdays. And God willing, we'll be having a library here at this site just across.
You can tell a man has library in his heart.
All right, I'll let each of the managers.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. May, for giving us an opportunity to use our youth so well and give them opportunities to grow. This was our first year at the Molino Branch Library having a summer intern, and I have to say, Mr. Greer was wonderful. He rose to every challenge we gave him, and I can't say enough how much he did.
Hi, I'm Mike Taranto, branch manager at the Genealogy Branch Library, and I have 2 young men here with us today that assisted me a great deal with our Feeding the Gulf Coast program that we ran at our branch. They provided great customer service. They also kick-started a shelving project that was pretty labor-intensive, involved tape measures, mallets, so I don't know if they were expecting that when they got involved with the library, the physical labor, but they handled it very well, and this was a very meaningful experience for me, but it really is about them, so I hope they enjoyed it as well. First, I'll call up Liam Ivey. and Aubrey Ivy as well. Thank you.
Braven Hicks is on duty right now. She can't be in two places at once. She has helped tremendously with serving meals, with Feeding the Gulf Coast at Southwest Library. She has learned some of the sweat that can be shed when doing library work. We took in a very large donation recently, large enough to where we couldn't process it all in one go. We had to put it in storage. Well, going out to the storage got a bit warm, so she's she's learned some of the physical labor that can be involved in library work too. She helped us shift our graphic novel collection. She's learned a lot, I think. Wish she could be in two places at once, but since she can't.
I'm Amy Pizzo representing the Tryon Branch Library. We had one intern, Addison Jenkins. It's been a pleasure having him work with us this year. We've had several good workers over the last couple of years, and we appreciate that Addison's always willing to help and hard work, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh boy, I'm Alan, I'm STEAM and Outreach, and I can't say enough about the 3 young people. STEAM team, come on up. They helped with over 4,000 crafts and activities going out to the children in this community, and 700 interactions at outreach opportunities over the last 3 weeks. They are all rock stars.
So I had what we call the triplets. So we had Kara and Megan and Haley. So this is their 3rd year with us. So we were thrilled to get them back because they are trained professionals, and they are tremendously helping us with talking books, with drawing items, pulling holds, and doing that grunt work in the library that you never see, but it always needs to be done. So we were thrilled.
Give it up for the library. Public Safety, Tamika Williams. Thank you, Mr. Humbles.
Hello, everybody. I would like to say thank you to Commissioner May for allowing us to continue this wonderful opportunity for us to be able to mentor the youth in our community. This year we had 7 students that interned with us, and they were a great joy. Several of them, I'm going to have a couple of announcements and things to say about them, but let me start with Alexis Ward. Alexis, please come forward. Alexis comes from a legacy of public service. Her grandparents, as well as her mother, works in public safety, and I'm here to say that Alexis will be continuing employment with Escambia County Public Safety. Sanaya McWilliams. Sanaya has worked in our EMS billing department, and she too will be continuing employment with Escambia County Public Safety. Destiny Lee. Destiny came to us and she was very nervous and very shy, but we think we have gotten her out of her shyness where she is okay to speak and be photographed, as you saw in the presentation today. Thank you so much, Destiny. Madison Holloman. Madison has been in the program for 3 years in a row, and if you know of any scholarship opportunity, please let me know so I can pass it on to Miss Madison, because Madison has stated that she would like to become an EMT, and that's what program she has worked with every year that she has been here. So Madison, I'm going to say delayed does not mean denied. Keep it up, and I hope to call you a coworker next year. Hillary Lewis. Hillary, if you're here, please come forward. Hillary worked with our EMS training division, and she has gotten them together with all of their documents and filing. And we would like to say thank you so much, Hillary, for blessing us with your presence. Noah. Noah, please come forward. Noah, too, will be continuing employment with the Escambia County Public Safety. He has worked with our emergency management department, and he alone has, if anyone calls 911, Noah was responsible for mapping all our mobile homes and our apartments, so our first responders can go to the correct address when they call 911. Thank you so much, Noah. And last, Michaela. Michaela, are you here? Michaela worked with our fire marshal's office, and we are so thankful for her to have come over there and work with them, because this is the first time that they have offered a summer intern. So I would like to say thank you so much for all of our students, and it was just a blessing to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tamika. I had the opportunity to also have a few people in my office, and if Audrey wants to come up, but I have two young men that worked extremely hard. I love them. It's Brian Fields and Edward. They were late every day. They left when they got ready, and they demanded that they be paid on time. And that's Brian Fields Jr. and my birthday boy, the great Edward Lewis. Edward, who will be leaving to go to Tallahassee in a few days. Very proud of Edward and all the great work that he did. Thank you. And Brian. So one thing I know, that Brian has a great jump shot because he shot ball on the clock all day long. And we couldn't do it. The young man that you've seen been, oh, great job, Brian, that's been wiping the mic down, who really helps us with our summer youth program. We couldn't do it. Javaris Carter. Javaris. He worked for Ms. Richardson. Ms. Richardson, did you want to say anything about him? No.
I'm normally not a talker, but I must say that this is my third year, and my second year working with Javarius. And no matter what I ask him to do, he is always willing. He stays late with me, no matter what time it is, to make sure that everything becomes a success. So I really do appreciate your help, Javarius.
Thanks, Javaris. Next, we have our supervisor of elections, Sonia, either Brandy. Is Sonia or Brandy here? I didn't see the one of them.
Thank you very much. I'm Mark Mizrahi. I work with the Supervisor of Elections Office at the Warehouse and Training Facility. I had the great opportunity of meeting our intern, Stefan, during the general election, and we bonded on the classic rock and roll that we both love, and the Beatles specifically. I was very happy to find out that he was coming back to help me this summer. During a non-election year, of course, we're not quite as frantically busy, but there's still a lot to do in preparation of next year's election. So Stefan assisted me in doing ADA site evaluations and testing our equipment, because we have to do that quarterly and make sure they're still running, and that way we're ready to run a efficient and uncontestable election next year and every year going forward. So I wanted to say thank you for assisting me this summer in doing that.
Thank you so much. Our final awardees today, Tim, don't leave, is the school district of Escambia County that we're going to ask Tim to hand out. We want all of our students from George Stone, J.E. All Center, Alternative Education, FDLRS, Maintenance, School Choice, Social Studies, Longleaf, and Pine Forest. With the representative and those students, please come forward, and we're going to allow for the superintendent to hand them out their certificates. So do we have any of our Escambia County school staff?
It's good timing.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Cassandra Manis, and I represent the Escambia County School District Physical Education, Health, Wellness, and Driver Education Department. I'm going to allow each of my peers to introduce themselves, as well as their summer employee that they had and what they did. I will start with, let's see, here you go.
Hi, I'm Shannon Cross. I'm the principal of O.J. Sims Elementary School, and we had Roland Baker working with us this summer. He's not here today, but he learned just how many books we have in elementary schools and how we have to take the old ones out and put the new ones in, and he helped us move all those books around this summer, and we really appreciated his assistance.
Good afternoon. I'm Carol Myers. I'm the science specialist for the Escambia County School District. And my coworker, Suzanne DeLay, she is my counterpart in elementary science. We had the great fortune of having a student who was a perfect fit for our department, and that is Mr. Vitus LaRue. He provided technology support. He didn't just do lamination. He provided technology support. He provided a lot of creativity for us in creating models that we needed. And we are just most appreciative that we had the opportunity to have such a fine person in our office. Thank you.
My name is Tamara Harden. I'm the Central Stores Manager at the Central Warehouse for the Escambia County School District. The youth that I had was Brandon Boyd. When I applied or accepted for a youth to come to our department, I was hoping they were going to send me not a scrawny kid. That's what they sent me, but when this kid showed up, he worked harder than the people that I pay that's on the force right now. Brandon unloaded several tractor trailers of Chromebooks, textbooks, food. He was a really eager child to work in our department. Some areas it's really hot. The coldest is -13. This kid was willing to do whatever we needed, help with sorting stuff to bus. Anything that we asked him to do, he did it. And I appreciate this program. People, I'm in my 40s. People like Leroy Williams gave me the confidence that I need by putting me on a stage when I was 15 years old. Sue Strong giving me the ability to interview Mamie Hicksons, the PC Woos in this community. I appreciate Lumen May for picking up the baton and continuing to pass on leadership abilities in this county.
Travion, you're up. Oh, he disappeared. Here he comes. Save one of the best for last. So I already told you about the departments that I oversee. However, when Travion first showed up, I said, tell me what it is that you aspire to do. And he told me that he has an interest in mechanical engineering. So I got in touch with our facilities department, and they started working with him in addition to the things that he was doing in my department. This young man juggled so many different things this summer that it would take too long to even explain it. But Travion, hold on. What I want to thank you most about is you taught me. We have so much knowledge to give to all of our youth, but youth in this room, you all have knowledge to give to us. The only way that we are going to get better as a community is if you're not afraid to share your ideas. Travion, thank you for helping grow me and make me better.
Thank you. Is Chandler Hastings here? Kalia Hale. Eduardo Drissel Jr. Cameron Simpkins. Cameron Simpkins. Oh, I'm sorry. Again, thank you, Mr. Superintendent. We appreciate it. Please give it up again for all of our participants. The hour is far spent. Thank you for coming out. We have plenty of food, please. We know that our staff has left work. We couldn't do it without you. To all of our honorees and our guests, give it up for our speakers once again. Please just give them a round. The food is ready to go. So we're going to start with our front tables, and we are going to be dismissed to have some food. Thank you so much. God bless each of you for coming.